Greetings everyone and welcome back at last to Stellaris and of course to the Lost Moon unification. Now in the last episode we managed to make a little bit of progress, and namely we have expanded out to our first new planet, and I am very eager to see how that one develops. Inactive buildings, yes, I know it's going to be a bit of a posh, but the unity is much more important to me than anything else. Thankfully, our cyborg populations are increasing reasonably fast. And in fact, the cyborg populations are probably going to be some of the more useful ones because of the fact that they simply increase. So given that, I'm actually going to adjust... Ooh, wrong place. We need species. There we go. I'm going to adjust their rights. In terms of... Let's see. Colonization. They are allowed, so... I will probably look to have them colonize more planets as the starter population, and I will definitely make a point, as has been suggested in the comments, to try and get cyborg populations onto planets as fast as I can, because of the way that we can grow our populations. That is, we build robots and cyborgs breed. It means that we can have two populations growing at the same time, and that's extremely useful for us. Right, the next thing I really want to do is look to take this system. Now, it has a couple of things that I'm interested in. I'm not particularly interested in this planet, though it isn't especially bad. Budding Dreams. It is a desert world, which is useful. Now, it has actually, again, a decent amount of things. Energy is so-so, but actually no, energy isn't too bad. Now, what would happen here? Normally, you'd want to uplift a population. You'd want to do various things with a population. Us not so much. Us not quite as much. Primitive form of government made up of decentralized feudal realms constantly vying with each other for regional dominance. Now, the only thing with this planet is not particularly big, unfortunately. It's not terrible. It's got 17 tiles, but now it does have alien pets, which might be useful for us, actually. So we might want to look into that one. Still, ultimately what we can do, we can simply land armies on there and just conquer it. They're not really going to be able to put up much opposition to our cyborg armies, which is always very nice. Now, we've currently, I believe you are working on Ancient Battlefield. Fair enough. Let's kick time up a little bit. Slowly seeing this place develop, which is glorious. Complete. And we have got all of the constructions completed. There we are. Marvelous. Right, I am actually going to pause. Sorry, I'm not going to pause. I generally want to try and avoid pausing as a go-to thing. I would like an assault army made of daplings. A few of them, actually. After combing through several of the ancient battlefields on Dultori 2, our archaeologists recovered what appears to be a yacht battle harness. Several large caliber cannons were still attached to it, and the archaeologists theorized that Ute soldiers, given the massive size of their bodies, fought as what can essentially be described as large mobile fortresses. My lord, how... I was going to say how big are they, but we know how big they are. Sure, let's get a couple more of them. Fantastic. I approve. Leader has gained a level. Very nice. You're now up to level 3. I am super happy with that. Super happy with that. Okay, well done. That has been unlocked. And strong energy emissions of an unknown origin make this asteroid stand out from the rest of its peers in this crowded asteroid field. Sure, please research it. Well done on expanding that for me, though. Right. Midos is not going to take too long to get developed, I don't think, but now that you have no particular job, I'd like you to go back somewhere where you can you can just stay in orbit for a little while. Now, we've got a couple of new areas opening up, and I would like to split off some of my fleets here. How many ships are there? There are 3. 1... There we go. That's all I really need, frankly. Let's grab you. I'm not going to name you, but the rest of my ships can sit tight, because I'm only going to send one corvette, because ultimately if I lose one corvette, it is a non-issue to me. There we go. If I lost 3 or 4, realistically speaking, later on in the game especially, it's not going to be much of a concern. Wait for that one to leave. Actually, let's grab these two and then merge them again. There we are. Perfect. Right. So, you have finished with your tasks. Very well. I approve. Please. Ooh. Okay, exotic radiation. This particular asteroid is an extrasolar capture and appears to have been washed by some kind of exotic radiation as it plummeted through interstellar space before finally settling in the Dargan system. The original source of this radiation remains unknown, but the USS Scientific Module 2 has been able to pick up a wealth of physics data by studying the asteroid's energy emissions. Oh, lovely. However, I would like you to go ahead and scout out these areas for me in that order, if you would be so kind. And you can definitely make sure that you are orbiting something. There we go. The little icon there tells us that they are in fact orbiting. There we are. And we're just going to let a little bit of time pass while we wait for things to continue building. Oh, we've got a new tradition. Marvelous. Okay, as mentioned, don't particularly care too much for iterative AI right now, but I wouldn't mind grabbing exploration drones. This is going to massively increase our survey speed, and our science ships are going to be a little bit more hardy in combat, which is never a bad thing. In terms of this, again, generally it's better to go down an entire tree because that'll unlock an ascension perk, and they're important enough that you want to get them as soon as you possibly can. Generally speaking, there are some times where it might be just a little bit better to split off a bit earlier, but on the whole, we should generally focus there. Now, we've got quite a few armies now. There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization on this inhospitable rock. Very well. Research that, please. And also technology research. We have got solar panels. Hooray! Because our energy is actually getting really, really low. Right, we can unlock the physics lab. We can unlock power plant 2. Seems like a reasonable one to do. Ah, this is something we definitely want, and we should take it now while we have the option. So this will allow us, when our science ships are idle, to simply hover over a planet and assist the research on that planet. This is going to be great because our planets are going to tend to be built quite heavily to give us research rather than spreading out over several planets, as again the whole tall versus wide way of developing. Plus we'll get unity once we've got the correct researchers there. We've only got 3 months remaining on spare parts depot as well, which I'm particularly happy with. Let's actually check on Aavak. Let's get a solar panel network built there. This will give us a little bit extra solar power as well. Now then, we have got plenty of things going up in here, which I'm extremely happy about. Next up, I'm going to say I would like to build... Well, there's not actually much that we want to build there, frankly. What I would like to build then is a new power plant just down here. Now, let's see... Which one would I prefer to boost? I think I would prefer to boost you. So let's get that tile blocker cleared, please. Then we're going to start moving around a couple of our units. In fact, let's move these two around because they are giving me no particular benefit here. But having you down there, I will get a benefit on the minerals being mined, which is ideal. Honestly, I might want to move... Would you be better over there? I mean, it's much ado about nothing because I'm not really gaining any appreciable increase there. But still, if we can move our robotic populations to the science jobs and any like miscellaneous jobs, and then just have the dapplings work energy and minerals, that is by far the better option for us. Now, in terms of Aavak's build queue on armies, yeah, I'll let you finish that one as well. Good. New system survey complete. Are there any more planets that you can visit for me? No, there are not. You listening post. We have discovered several massive listening arrays on Stellaris 3. These arrays are millions of years old, and we believe they were originally built by the Utes, though it appears at least one other alien civilization repurposed them at some point in the last 500,000 years for their own needs. The colossal receiving dishes are beyond repair, but some terminals are still intact. Intriguing. Let's, we've also got spare parts depot. Fantastic. Okay, I'm really happy with that. And now we can have a look at some things. Growth speed increase, that would be cool. Network junction. This powerful transceiver increases the bandwidth of the signals being continuously sent between many different systems operating across our empire. Now that would be quite nice indeed. Army upkeep reduced by 10%. That might be nice. What is my current upkeep? Can I see how much is going out of my army? A reasonable amount. We'd pull it down by 0.3. I think we're going to have a look at the at this one though, because again, we really want to start pushing our Unity right now. Growth speed will unlock further things towards biological enhancement and adaptation, which may or may not be useful for my cyborgs. I'm not sure, but we're going to go for this one, I think. Also, we'll have the Betharian power plants in time for this to be ready. How long have we got on this one? We've got another 2 years, more or less. So this is going to be ready long before then. I'm going to wait until we've got about a year left, and then I'm going to start the colonization of the next best available system for us. Alright, what are my ships currently doing? You've got a lot of jobs, I should imagine. You're currently surveying a lot of places. Let me just make sure that's true. Yeah, you are. But let's have a quick look at these then. We've got a couple available. We don't have any with level 5. Don't have any with a level 5. It's going to be a little while. It's going to be a little bit of time. But I think it is time now for us to launch our armies. So, with that said, we don't yet have a leader. And that's fine. Can I launch them? There we are. Womp, 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 womp. And indeed womp. And that's all we need. Right, let's get those out in space. We may want to create a general, though, if we have the ability to. Additionally, I am starting to think that... let me just check where the nearest... Actually, let's just reduce speed to normal speed, so at least we're making some progress. Right, expansion planner. We had this world, quite a nice one. Lots of minerals, which is going to be important to us. Not much of anything else, really, but a lot of minerals. No strategic resources, though, but decent engineering. There's also this Arctic world. Extremely nice. Extremely nice. Yeah, we've got a couple. All right, let me focus on that one. So this one's all the way up here. And this one is just down there. Okay, so this whole area in the middle, not actually going to be covered by anything for a little while. I mean, eventually. But what we could afford to do at this point, I think, is, especially given all of that, maybe drop down a frontier outpost in here. I'm not sure how much this is going to affect things. Build a frontier outpost. I need a little bit more minerals. I need a lot more minerals, actually. And then it's going to drop my energy income and my monthly influence by a little bit. Hopefully it will expand out enough. Also, once Midos is finalized, we'll be able to pull back quite a lot of the energy that we're putting out on that one. Right, okay, let's make our way down here then, please. Womp. Alright, inactive buildings, yeah, there's going to be a few. In fact... acquisition successful. Marvelous, let's have a look at you. There we are. We've got the power plants ready. Build speed. Doesn't really matter to me too much. I wouldn't mind some armor, actually. I could also increase my army damage. And we'd also be able to mine a little bit better. That might make sense. I mean, I'm going to be conquering a lot of worlds. Well, that being said, I'll also probably be getting rid of them just as fast. And maybe making tributaries or something along those lines. If that's even possible for me, because I don't want to claim worlds, but I do want to convert their populations. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. Maybe I could just give them back once I've emptied them of all the people. Yeah, you can have your empty planet back. We'll have to see. I'm not sure how that's going to all play out. But let's go ahead and grab... more minerals would be very nice. But I'm actually going to go for that one, I think. I think that one makes a little bit more sense.
Alert. Tile blocker expunged.
Good news there. While scanning the asteroid belt, our science team found some sort of irregularity. Okay, then you can go ahead and research that. Wow, you're getting a lot of work down there. Right, I would like a general. Let's recruit one. It's going to cost me... Wow, really? I mean, this is kind of awful, but I suppose I'll accept it. Problem is, you guys don't live very long. So I'm going to be paying this out twice. Oh well, I'll grab you for now. So this general is coming along. General Ultar. You're a butcher, and you're also a cyborg. That's fine. You are not going to be General Ultar, though. Let's scroll to the list of generals that we've got. Sorry for the screen going crazy there. Right, you shall be Albel Nogard. There we are. And you are now selected. Hooray! Let's zoom in. Now, I would like you to basically claim this city here. Land armies. Ooh, okay. Enter orbit. I didn't realize that would cost quite as much. But then I suppose I am basically going to be taking this over, so it isn't too difficult to imagine. There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization. This inhospitable rock. Sure, let's have a quick look at that one then. Ooh. Among the asteroids surrounding A872, we have discovered an alien ship adrift. It is not responding to our attempts to hail them. If this is due to being unable to interpret our signal or some other reason, we do not know. Science Officer Erasmus recommends that we get a construction ship to tow it out of the debris field. If left untouched, it risks being crushed by the asteroids. Very well. Scrap for materials. No. We're going to actually try and grab that one. Let's go to. And our construction ship, which is currently not doing anything, can go and deal with the research project. Thank you very much, and you can get back to your job. Marvelous. Marvelous. Inactive buildings. Yes, that's going to be the case here, I'm afraid. Also, let's continue to clear a couple of these. Ooh. The remains of a Ute cruiser have been found in orbit around Landis 1. It seems to have fallen victim to weapons fire, but given the extreme age of the Hulk, it is difficult to be certain. There is no indication that the ship was ever equipped with an FTL drive. It must have traveled between stars by sublight speeds. Okay, I'll have a look at that one as well, but I would definitely like to pay to get all of these cleared for now. That's actually going to be fairly important to me. Also, let's have a look at the yacht ones. That was only a 4. That's quite nice.
Project complete.
Once the ship drifting by A872 had been towed out of the debris, we could send in an away team to investigate. It is a murder scene. Only one crew member has been found, a long-eared amphibian biped who appears to have been stabbed repeatedly. The ship is, by the death of its crew, up for grabs. It is fitted with very efficient thrusters, the structure and design of which are beyond us at present. The vessel is not armed, seemingly having been used as a transport for important personnel. Repurposing it into an exploration vessel would be a minor undertaking. However, if we instead deconstruct it and study the engine in greater detail, we could maybe capture some of its genius and translate it into practical improvements for our fleets. We gain a science ship or enhanced ship speeds. I think we'll go for the thing that's going to affect all of my ships forever. That seems like the far better option to me. Right, we're going to get rid of a couple of these and then go and check on enhanced ship speeds. Yeah, sublight speeds plus 10%. And that's just going to be the way it is from now on. That's actually pretty awesome, I think. Pretty awesome, if you ask me. Now, we may have enough to build the frontier outpost over here. So I would actually like to see about doing that. There we are. And sure, go ahead. Let's get that going, because we're not actually going to take that. Eventually we can get rid of it if our planets actually expand out, which is something I sincerely hope they can do. Right. I believe, have you finished surveying this area? Yeah, you've finished surveying that one, so that's fine. Go ahead and start looking through these ones then. There we are. It's taken us a lot less time now, which I'm extremely happy about. But yeah, down on that because we're expanding over there. Bit of a shame, that one. I'm going to pull you back for now. This one is going to be a little bit more useful to me in the immediate setup. There we go. Fantastic. Right. We can upgrade that once we've got 5 populations here. Okay. Well, first thing I want to do is I would like to build... Where are you? It's going to take me... Oh, I need to build up a little bit more before then. Well, that's just annoying. I'll be honest with you. Slightly annoying. In fact, not even slightly. Just annoying. We'll build a spare parts depot here. Now, what can I build down here? Anything amazing? No. No, nothing amazing. These docile non-sapient creatures can easily be domesticated, and their friendly demeanor and appealing looks would make them popular as pets and companions. Xenophiles value them highly and proudly present them in their zoos. But I don't actually care about them, so that's not going to help. Oh well. In the meanwhile, let's just go ahead and build a basic power plant so that this place is doing me a little bit of help. Can I get that node going? There we go. And I would like to resettle, if possible, one of my populations over there. Sure, we're going to move you. Resettle. I would like you working there, if I can. Can I drag it? There we go. It's going to cost me 50. That's fine. I'll have that in just a moment. Let's just wait for that to tick over. There we go. Resettle that one population, and you can just crack on and get to work, my friend. Marvelous. Though that has put Aavak back a little bit. You're going to move over there since that's the better place for you to be. I would also very much like to build a spare parts depot. It's going to take us a bit to get a lot of these things sorted out. We're currently just going to be waiting then. Though we've got a new area. The material composition of this asteroid differs significantly from its neighbors. It likely has a different origin than the other bodies of this asteroid belt and should be investigated closely. Very well, go ahead. But that has done amazingly for us. Absolutely amazingly. Right, you've got some very important work to do. Oh my lord. I need things built. Signs of an ancient precursor civilization. Sure, go ahead and research that one. Although it is difficult to accept, all indications point towards asteroid 47BRF being a coprolite, a piece of fossilized feces from some kind of massive life form. It appears to be almost 1 billion years old, and much of the fossil's original organic composition has been replaced by mineral deposits. Scientists are baffled as to what kind of creature could have produced something like this. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right, let's go and get some mining stations down. In fact, we should have enough to get all of the mining stations in this area. No, not quite. Well, that's good enough for now. I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to start expanding. Ah, my lord. Much needed expansions. Also, we've got a couple of levels, and I do actually want to have a look at this. Currently, research speed is plus 6% as a result of your level, and that's just the benefit that you've currently got. Let me actually have a look at these scientists. Yeah, it's just the research speed that we're getting there. What about you? Skill level effects, army damage increased. Slow learners, though, you know, it's not really going to help us out. Not really. Not deep down. We've got a savannah world. Anything good there? No, it's not terrible. It's not particularly impressive either. The ruins of several dozen massive Ute arcologies can be found in the southern hemisphere of Corniforos 3, indicating this planet was once one of their major colonies. Inside one of the crumbling buildings, our ground team discovered the remains of what appears to be a museum exhibiting famous alien frauds. There are various artifacts collected by the Ute from throughout their empire, claimed to prove the existence of sapient alien life. In each case, the museum has debunked the artifacts as frauds. Oh,
Situation
Okay.
log adjusted.
Wouldn't mind seeing that one. Ah, damn it. We need these higher level scientists so bad. Super bad times we need them. Actually, I'm not going to have you do that yet. As soon as we have... I'm starting to think that maybe a second construction vessel would be useful. Quite useful, actually. Alright.
System survey
Spaceport. I would like another construction vessel. Colony ship is going to take me a long time. But I need
Construction
to
complete.
continue expanding, basically. Quite
Technological
badly.
acquisition successful.
Marvelous. Let's have a look. There we are. Army damage is increased. And now minerals also increased. We can... Robo-modding allows us to design and build specialized mechanical populations. Yes. That will be good. However, before we do, a couple of other things we can look at. We can increase our speed, which will come in quite handy, because it increases the evade chance. We can get torpedoes. Now, torpedoes are really nice because they ignore shields and 50% of armor. Very, very nice weapon, that one. Or we can go for this one, which furthers our space yards. Corvette assembly yards could be then installed, which would increase Corvette build speeds, and it would allow us to increase our spaceport and actually get more modules. Honestly, I'm not sure which of these. This one will take me a long time to get. 153 months. Whereas I could look at one of these instead. I think torpedoes may actually be the better one for us at the moment. But who knows when that one's going to come up again. The ability to modify our populations would be useful. I'm going to take it. It's going to be a long research, and that does suck. Atmospheric readings from Seador 2 do not match simulated projections. Go ahead and investigate that.
Construction complete.
Ooh, there we go. Assisted research has also been unlocked. Synchronized defenses, that's a modification for our space yards. Not something we really need. Colony development speed, plus 50%, and colony influence cost. Yes, all of the yes. It's not going to be as important to us in the long run because we're not going to be spreading out as much in the long run. But right now, that will allow us to do a couple of things that we currently can't. Right, let's have a look. How are you doing down here? Okay, not terribly bad. I don't actually need that power as much as I would like this. One thing that has been pointed out to me is that we can actually get rid... we can just rebuild that elsewhere. Very, very nice. In fact, you can sit there as well and get me even more unity. Now, over here, I'm going to need... What am I going to need for that? Quicksand basin. That's annoying. I'm going to need that detail to be able to get rid of that. But what I'm likely going to do is I'm just going to grow the plant as much as I can right now. And then I'm going to get rid of this tile blocker here and then move in my outpost into there. Although we're not going to be able to boost the research from this tile, we will be boosting a decent amount of energy producing tiles by moving it there. So it'll make a little bit more sense for me. But let's actually have a quick look at all of these. We're already looking into that. We have completed construction. Ah, good. The solar panels completed there. Marvelous. Can we build this yet? Yes, we can. And I would like it built. Please and thank you. Other than that, we can... Well, actually, we're going to just let that sit for now. I wouldn't mind getting some more research facilities built. A basic lab there. Basic lab here once we get the minerals for it. And then I'll start building some robot pops there as well. So, the main thing that we've got at the moment is the fact that our construction ship is now finally getting a couple of things built up here. We've got 2 construction ships at this point, and I would like them to both start expanding outwards. We are going to need a new wormhole over here, so we're going to move in. We don't have the minerals just yet, so I'm going to leave that one just sat there. We should have the minerals for the wormhole very, very soon. There we are. Swirling shadows. Immense ragged planes of shadow drift across Pseudo-2's face. They are cast not by clouds, but by sheer organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged, or rather jointed, to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Hamantha is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. But, wow, that place is worth a lot of research for us. And we've got a new tradition. Glorious. Right, at this point, we can now gain research points equal to 1/10 a month of the game when surveying planets. Glorious. And then eventually we'll be getting down to there. But this one's going to be quite nice for us. For the time being, we'll build up to it. We'll start getting little bits here and there. And we are going to be surveying a lot of planets over time. But we're going to have a little bit more time, 44 months before we get to these. Not terrible as far as things go. Not amazing either, though, to be perfectly honest with you. Right, are you in position yet? You are now. Marvelous. Let's go in there.
Anomalous surface variable.
Sensors are reporting a number of possible points of interest within the dense debris field surrounding AZ-1183. Go ahead and have a look at that for me then, please. And a Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. A small planetoid orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. Okay, go ahead. Have a look at that one then. Perhaps someone built it there, and we'll get a new ship here, and then we can start expanding out a little bit more. Ooh, pirate exiles. Now, this is an interesting one, because quite a few people told me in the comments that as a machine empire, I wouldn't get pirates. What was thought to be a cluster of minerals are the metal hulls of 2 alien corvettes, stealthily drifting through the asteroid belt. Ah, okay, so they're not my pirates. Science Officer Hamantha established contact, and the 2 ships are crewed by alleged former pirates, now cast out from their robber clan. They have heard whispers that Evermind Aavak of the Lost Moon Unification is a champion of the people and seek asylum. You can seek asylum by all means, and then promptly be turned into cyborgs. Sure. All right. Exile pilots. Oh, right. Okay, it's not crews. Oh, all right. Fair enough then. Guess that's not too terrible. Has it got any? It doesn't actually have any particular difference there. All right. Oh, that's cool. I'm fine with that. In fact, you guys can hook up as a single entity there, and we'll have you all explore out once this has been expanded for us as well. I think that would be probably the best thing to do for us. Continuing the exploration of planets, though. Ah, wonderful. Towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into stable orbit around Quethoth. Quethoth 10. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, although they have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they began. Okay, we're getting quite a lot of interesting stuff out there. Quite a lot of interesting things. Can I get you guys to meet up over there, perhaps? There you go. Yes, we can. That would be grand. That way, we can have all of these together. Planet of Titans. Fulaz 3 is the home to titanic life, some of which are so numerous and dangerous that they render some areas of the planet inhospitable for any species. Worrying. We will have to avoid these areas if we ever set foot down there. I think that'll be generally quite fine. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of the moon. This source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? I don't know. Find out for me, though. You're level 4, which is great. Absolutely amazing. And we have unlocked the network junction. Marvelous. Even more Unity. All the Unity, all the time. Terrestrial sculpting. Reveals terraforming gas and terraforming liquids. Terraforming isn't really something that we care about. Ooh. Now then, let's have a look at you. Studying the fauna of other worlds gives insight into alien behaviors, allowing us to identify and domesticate docile entities. Oh, is this how we're going to be able to interact with the pets? This laboratory will study the properties of this the unique animal strain that inhabits this region, and how they could potentially be applied to future machine designs. That is a lot of unity. That is an awful lot of unity. I like it, and we've got 2 planets with that. If that is what I think it is, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. I approve. Right, I would like you to continue expanding out. Build everything you can there, and I would like you to build, well, at this point, I would like to build, well, I would like those mining stations, frankly, but I see that you're not going to be quite as accommodating as I had hoped. And then do there, and then we'll get one there. But now we can actually start developing these areas. It's gonna start bringing us in plenty of resources. Now, the next thing I'd like to do, how much is it going to cost to land armies down here? If we want them to. 206. Alright. And how much is it going to cost for me to expand to Quiris 3? 196. That, I feel, is the much more useful thing for us to do. We can eventually take the other one. Titanic Life Society outpost plus 25%. It's not a bad world, actually, with 19 tiles on it. That isn't actually bad at all. Where are you exactly? Not where are you? Oh, okay, so you are further in this direction. That might be useful, because it'll bring a good cluster of planets under my control. But the unity. Oh, the unity. Have you got anything amazing on you? You don't. You really don't, actually. Well... They're going to be a pain, if ever we can deal with them, in fact. I think we might have to avoid messing with that for now. We've got some more things going up. Can we... Oh, no, we need to expand further. I may just have to update this and then simply expand over there in time. Bit of an annoyance, but it's not terrible. Let's have a look. What can we build down here? I would like simply put a power plant in, as that's something I can use there immediately. I would also like to have a basic science laboratory built here, and I would like to build a Unity just as soon as we have the minerals for it. We are really going to need a lot of minerals for our robot designs because they're so expensive. The mummified remains of a single individual belonging to a previously unknown mammalian species have been found drifting in high orbit over Nashira 2A. The being is dressed in what appears to be a flight suit, complete with a helmet, and may be a fighter pilot that ejected in some ancient battle, only to be forgotten and left behind. Our study of the corpse has provided some interesting data. Okay, well, that's not terrible, I suppose. But I think that's going to be where we wrap up this episode. We are gearing up for the colonization of either Quorus or Fulaz. Now, I may well go for Fulaz, simply because it's going to bring so much into my area of effect. But the unity I could possibly get from that one, really tempting. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Sure, you can go ahead and research that one. We are getting some research done. I'm actually considering getting a new science ship because we're going to need a lot of them. Because, as you can see, we're not making that much progress. Might be useful. Might be useful. In fact, let's have a look. Avakis, how much would it cost? Yeah, go ahead. And we'll get a new leader as well. That would be glorious. But that is going to be where we end it for today. I hope you've enjoyed. We've got a couple of things in our near future. We've got 2 decently looking planets. We've got Fulaz, we've got Kurus. We've also got a population that we could subjugate down here. And that would be useful. Very useful, actually. I might like that quite a lot. Though, that being said, let's have a... Do we have any idea of what the species is? Any idea at all? They are natural engineers. Okay. Talented. And militarist. attracted towards the following ethics: militarist and materialist. I don't think that's going to matter once they're turned into cyborgs. But the natural engineers, that's actually attractive. Leader cap doesn't mean anything to me, really. But okay, I think they're a worthy species for unification. I will probably go ahead and take them out. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do with the planet after that, because I don't really want that planet. As far as planets go, it's not particularly interesting to me, but the population that lives on it definitely is. But that's going to be it for us for now. I hope you've enjoyed and will be joining us for the next episode. But until then, and as always, do take care.